United move up to 5th with that win, above Tottenham Hotspur now. Went away against Burnley, won by 2-0. You were telling me before, Stevie, that this performance impressed you much more than the home victory against Newcastle, which of course they won 4-1.
Yeah, I thought this was a more complete performance. They looked dangerous on the break. They should have had more goals than they did. They gave Burnley absolutely nothing. I think they had one shot on target that was from what, 30 yards, 35 yards. They looked comfortable. At no stage did I think Manchester United were not going to win this game.
Right.
I was way more impressed with this performance than I was beating the Newcastle side that just handed them the game last week.
So what are they doing right that they haven't done in the past against these sort of teams? What's changed?
Well, I think the problem is with teams that they're supposed to beat, which Burnley are, even away from home, they haven't looked as though they were going to be able to break them down. And in fact, they've looked under pressure. Well, as I said, I'm shocked they didn't score more than the 2 goals they got, because when Rashford was running at them, when Martial was running at them, they looked to me as though they were going to break them down. And of course, they took the game to them as well. Too many times away from home, for me, Man United, as much as we've said they're great at the counter-attack, you can't rely on that going to teams that you should be beating. I don't think they did that today. I think they tried to go at Burnley as often as possible. And defensively, they were rock solid. You talk about a team that makes you fight and challenge. Well, Burnley made them fight and challenge, and they stood up to it.
Who's more likely to finish top 4? Spurs or United?
I can't answer that question. There are too many. They're not in a. Man United and Tottenham are not in a position now where we have an idea of what's going to happen when they step on the field.
Right.
So to turn around and say it's going to be them or them is disingenuous, because you don't know what you're going to get. Now, Man United, I would say, of the two, look as though they're beginning to settle down a little bit more, but I'm not prepared to turn around and say, oh yes, it's going to be United.
So let's just take a look at the standings once again, shall we? Of course, we saw some other big results, including that Everton victory. Everton with that win today, meaning that it is 3 wins out of 3 for Carlo Ancelotti, 2 wins out of 2. I'm getting ahead of myself. Everton moving into the top 10. What that does mean is that Carlo Ancelotti has got 50 Premier League wins. He has done it the 5th fastest in the history of the league. It's taken him 78 games to reach that landmark. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the table, West Ham were taking on a Leicester City side that made 9 changes, but yet they could only manage a 2-1 loss. Manuel Pellegrini sacked today as coach of the Hammers, as they find themselves just 1 point above Villa in the relegation zone. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.